Hey everybody, congratulations on getting through all the weeks of our boot camp, all right? This is week 4. How exciting is that? All right, so it's week 4 of our boot camp. This is Ellen here. I'm super excited about the upcoming month. I'm super excited about birthday month. Woo! And so yeah, it's funny because actually April is the birthday month in our house. We have lots of birthdays in April. 3 of the 5 of us have birthdays in April. So it's funny whenever I'm thinking about birthday month, in my mind it's April, not not May. All right, so yeah, so birthday month, the month of May, you've been preparing all month for this. Okay, you've been preparing all month for birthday month to be coming, and it's almost here. All right, so we have so it's Easter, and I wanted to say happy Easter to everybody. The video's coming a little bit early this week because just because we had some other things kind of coming up, and I wanted to make sure to cover them. So April 20th is a Tough Awareness Day. All right, it's Tough Awareness Day. It's an amazing day to go out and just make people aware that Tupperware is still here. So there's some cool things that you can do. You can do some fun activities. You could do an online drawing. So you can do sort of like an online door prize drawing slip using Google Doc or something like that. If you don't know how to use Google Docs or Google Forms, it's super easy. Honestly, you could Google it and you could watch a YouTube video. That's what I did. That's how I learned. I had a YouTube video telling me how to do it. I think the YouTube video is 2 minutes long. And I had it playing on my phone and I was on my computer, so I kept pausing it, like he did something, I did something, he did something, I did something. All right, so it's an easy way for you to figure that out, but it's almost like an online drawing slip, and so then it puts it all into a spreadsheet for you, and so you can kind of do that. You can go out into the community, you can go to coffee shops, you can just be running your errands, but just be wearing your Tupperware gear, wear your Tupperware t-shirt, hat, whatever, have some citrus peelers or something with you, and just say, hey, I'm so sorry to bother you. It's Tough Awareness Day, and I don't know if you knew that Tupperware was still around. The same Tupperware that you had growing up is still around here today. And just to raise awareness, I am just giving out some citrus peelers, samples of our product. I'm sure you probably had this before, and you do a quick little demo, give it to them, get their information, just be like, and I am doing a drawing at the end of the day today with all the people that I've met to give away a free product. Would you be interested in getting my drawing? If they're like, no, I'd be like, okay, no problem. Here's flyer for you. And just know I am local here in the area and I can be your Tupperware connection. Thanks. Have a nice day. All right. And just keep moving. All right. You can go to sporting events and do things like that. That's a fun way to do it. They have the people that kind of come into sporting events sometimes and pass out like Red Bull and a variety of different companies kind of do some things like that. You can do that. All right, you can do that and just kind of go in and just pass out freebies and just say, hey, we're still here. Here's my information. If there's ever anything I can help you with, just let me know. But I'm here local in the area and I can take care of you. All right, so that's what it's about. It's feel good. It's not about going out and soliciting sales. It's about going out and letting people know we're still here after all these years. All the companies that have come and gone, we're still here, and it's the same brand of Tupperware that was in your kitchen growing up. It was in your mom's kitchen, your grandma's kitchen, and it's in your kitchen maybe, and we're still here. And so I would love to service you here in this area. And so it's a fun day. It's a fun day. You can partner up with one of somebody in your unit or somebody sidelined to you here on the team, and just make a day of it and have a really great time with it. Take lots of flyers with you. And if you don't have any flyers, maybe you didn't prepare, you didn't order your flyers in time, you can print some stuff up. Just print up a sale page, and with your information on it, create a flyer with your information on it. You can do some searches for some flyers. I'm sure there's some stuff on the My.Tupperware site too. And also on our TW Champ site, if you do not utilize our TW Champ site, you are missing out. There's amazing training on there. I even go on there for training when I'm working on training for the team, or even sometimes if I just want to train myself. Sometimes I like to listen to training over and over again because I get something different out of it. Or maybe I'm just not feeling it that day. I'm working on dating parties, getting a lot of no's, and I'm like, am I doing something wrong here? And so I listen to some training and see if I can't tweak some of my word choices and go forward again. So I'm always doing things like that, and it's available to all of us on the twchamps.com website, and that's the website that Pam and Jim do. So so April 20th, Tough Awareness Day. Get out there, make sure people know when they think Tupperware in your area, they think you. All right, so that's what the day is all about. All right, so let's see here. Okay, so this week's goals, all right, this week's goals, more important than ever, you need to make sure you're attending your Tupper Tuesday at Champion, either at the studio in person or online. Again, if you're watching with a friend that's thinking about joining the business, you know, have them over at your house, make some coffee or tea, some cake, and just watch, you know, and just kind of talk to them about it. And you can be like, that's Ellen and that's Pam, and you know, these are people that are just like you and me and have families, and you know, put their pants on one leg at a time, right? And so and we started just like you did with starter kit, and you know, it's all the same. So yeah, you can do that. So make sure to attend your Tupper Tuesday, whether you do it virtually or live. All right. And then, so your party idea for today, all right, your party idea for today is start Cinco de Mayo early. All right. Do a Mexican fiesta. How fun is that? I love Cinco de Mayo. It's fun. And I love margaritas too. And I love salsa, and I love all that kind of stuff. So all kinds of good stuff. All right. So so do a Mexican fiesta early. All right. Do it early, and just kind of get things rolling and just kind of have some fun. One of my very first Tupperware parties was for a friend of mine, and she said she wanted to do like margaritas and salsa. And so we did margaritas and senoritas. Was the theme, and it was so much fun. It was just silly fun, you know, and just it's fun to have a theme. People like themes, right? If you're hosting a regular party, not a Tupperware party, nothing like that, you kind of it's good to have a theme, and a theme kind of anchors it, right? And so whether it's a cookout and you do all this like Americana cookout type stuff, you know, or if it's margaritas and senoritas, and you do like a Mexican fiesta type or whatever, you know, it's just fun, you know, it's just fun to be able to do things like that. People like to participate in things like that. A lot of times people get really into it. You do Hawaiian luau and everybody shows up in their Hawaiian shirts. It's super fun. All right, so so that's your party idea for this week. And guess what your next assignment is? I think you probably know. Day 2 parties or more into the month of May, all right? Day 2 parties or more into the month of May. At this point, your May should be getting pretty darn full. So you might be trying to squeeze them in here and there, or you may be to the point that you're maxed out on your live parties, and now you can just offer some Facebook and book parties, okay? And don't be afraid to double book either. I mean, if you've been recruiting and you have a unit, you can always have one of your unit members do a party for you if you double book yourself, all right? And some of you are husband-wife teams, so you can, you know, divide and conquer, right? You know, so you can really make it a big month and just have some really good fun with it. All right, so day 2 more parties into May. Think bigger. Think, how can I possibly date more parties? Something that I used to do when I needed a sitter for the kids. I mean, I still need a sitter for the kids, but now the bigs are old enough to watch the little, and so so it's not quite as bad as long as they're available. I mean, that's the problem we're running into, is that they're busy because they have lives. How dare they, right? Their life should be watching James so I can work. No, just kidding. But anyways, I would, if I had to get a sitter, I would get a sitter for one day, and I would date as many parties as I could. And I love to do 3 parties in one day. And I loved it because by the end of the day, I was cashed out. Like, I was just like, whoa, I'm like, what? I'm like dreaming about Tupperware parties, you know, but I would go home, and a lot of times I'd made like over $1,000 in a day, you know, because I had all the, I mean, I remember one time I made like, I don't know, $800 in that one day, and I got 5 recruits. And I was like, what? It was the first day of the month. And I was like, this is amazing. I was like, yes. It was my first year in the business. I was brand spanking new. And so yeah, I mean, it was in my first, 4 months. 5 months of the business. I think it was maybe my first birthday month. And so I did all my parties the first day of the month so then I could date more parties. I mean, I had more parties throughout the month, but I dated a whole bunch right there in that first week so I could date more parties into the month. And that's called front loading. And it's really powerful thing to do in a big month like that is date as many parties as you can into that first week, because once you're at that party and you have that captive audience and you tell them everything they can get for hosting a party in May, they will clear their schedules, okay? They will make it happen some way, somehow. They want to do a party, okay? So it's really key to be able to front load the month. And so if you don't have as many parties as you want in week 1 of May, date your own party and just invite customers, invite people that you've invited in the past that couldn't come, invite people that you invited in the past that did attend, because there are different offers going on, all right? And make it something that they want to come to, and they will come, okay? Make it sound fun. If they're available and it sounds fun, they'll be there, even with 24-hour notice. So just because, you're thinking, oh my gosh, maybe you're not watching this video till Wednesday, and you're like, oh my gosh, it's Wednesday, and she's saying date a party on Saturday, and I don't have a party on Saturday. What am I going to do? If it sounds like fun and they're available, they will show up. And so you can go ahead and date that party for yourself for Saturday and just start inviting. Invite everywhere you go. All right. And so, so think bigger for May. All right. I know it sounds crazy, but you just can't think big enough for a month like this. When Tupperware is doing all these offers, it's amazing how easy they make it to do our jobs. All right. All right. And of course, you're still thinking about who you want to be building this business with. All right. Again, could be somebody you just met, could be somebody, in your whole life. It could be your sister. It could be your mother. It could be your daughter. There's so many opportunities. And so you don't want to, you would hate to be the person that just assumed that person didn't need this, and here they're at home struggling, trying to make ends meet, but they're putting on a brave face so nobody knows what's actually going on financially with their family. And so it's really important to be able to, do that. So, and to offer that to them. All right. And so you want to, you're closing in on your goals. It's the last week of the month. And so, you want to see where you're at with your sales goal, try and get to that next level to get just a little bit more money in your pocket. If you're going for manager, now is the time. Reach out to the people in your unit, work with them. They've been following along the boot camp too. So they've been dating their parties and submitting their parties. And so hopefully this has made your job very easy for this week. All right. To be able to close the month out strong and to be able to move forward. And who knows, you go out tomorrow for TEP Awareness Day and you might find your first recruit. You might find your 10th recruit. You might find the recruit that really ignites your fire. That person, whether or not they come in and have success, they just get you excited because they're excited. And there's nothing more exciting than that, right? Than group excitement, all right? So this is the week. This is the week that we're just wrapping things up, gearing up, and getting ready for our May birthday month. And also start thinking about your schedule for May, okay? So if you've dated all these parties, now's the time you need to start thinking logistically about your schedule for May, communicating with your team of support. That might be your spouse, it might be your best friend, it might be a family member, your children. Communicating with everybody, hey, listen, we got a big goal next month and I've dated a lot of parties and it's all hands on deck, okay? So I might be asking you to do a little bit more around the house. I might be asking you to cook some meals around the house. I'm gonna cook some, and all the meals you cook this week, cook double and freeze some, freeze some to have them ready, and just kind of be prepared. Start thinking logistically going forward, because if you're not prepared going into a big month and you've been dating all these parties that I've been telling you to date, it could get a little crazy. Okay, so we don't want it to be crazy. We want it to be a good crazy. We want it to be like a wah type of crazy, not like a type of crazy. Okay, so do yourself a favor and start the communication process now with all the key people, your team of support in your life. My team of support is my mother and my husband and the kids. Okay, so that is my main team of support. Occasionally I have to outsource and that's when I call in a big favor from a friend, right? When nothing else is working out and I'm like, I have this party and I can't find anybody to get this child to this practice, and that's when I phone a friend, right? So now's the time to start that communication process to make it nice and seamless. And you know what? Don't be afraid to attach a goal to this. If you're working with your family and your family's going to get a little wonky by the end of the month because mom isn't around and not doing as much as she normally does, right? Or dad, right? Attach a goal to it and be like, when we hit this, when we have a thermometer, we used to do thermometers like I would put it right here and Ella would come in and she would stand in front of it with the marker and where are we at? And but yeah, do a thermometer goal, put it on the refrigerator and say, listen, when we get to this mark, we're going to go to Kalahari, or we're going to have a fun day that you planned. It doesn't have to cost a whole bunch of money. Okay. So even though you're making a lot of money this month, that doesn't mean you're going to turn around and it's going to walk out the door as you're bribing your family to go with the flow. Right. So it doesn't have to, it could be bowling, it could be packing a picnic and going to the park. And then the kids decide what park and how long you're staying. Right. It could be something as simple as that. It doesn't have to be something extravagant. It could be going to the Playland because my kids love my youngest loves the McDonald's Playland. And it is not my favorite place to go. It's crazy. And so, but he loves it. And so, that's a great reward for him is to go to the Playland, and I get him $1 fry and he goes to the Playland and I drink an iced tea, and so it doesn't have to be crazy, but definitely involve them. This is one of those key months that they can really see the impact that your business makes on the family in a good way or in a bad way. And so it's important to kind of set yourself up for success and set them up for success to accept your business. And so the next time you have a big goal, you could be like, well, remember when we, took that day and went and drove and found a park we'd never been to before, or we went up to the lake. Remember that day? That happened because I was working. So right now I need to work in this moment. I did that a lot when my kids were 2 and 3. When I first started, I did that a lot. I had to kind of bring it full circle for them and help them understand, like, I know you're upset with me right now because I have to leave and you want me to stay home tonight because you stubbed your toe. But mama has to work too. So I need to go to work now so that we can have those things, so that you can go to private school, so that I can continue to be here when you get on the bus and when you get off the bus. So that was a big thing for my kids. They really loved me being home when they left for school and when they came home from school. They still do. And for that reason, I wait for my daughter to get home, even though she can let herself in now. I wait for her to get home before I go get my son from high school, because it's big for them to come into a home and have somebody be there. And it's big for me too, and so it's just to kind of tie those things together so that they understand, when I do this, we can do this. And because I do this, we can do this. And so it's important for them to see that big picture. And it's a really important lesson for them too, for them growing up as, if you're raising girls, for them to realize it's okay for mom to work, and I can still be a good mom and I can work and I can balance all of it. And it's good if you're raising boys too, because they need to see, the woman of the house, going through those things too. They need to see that the woman of the house balancing all that and working and do it, because someday, they might have a wife or, a significant other, and it's good for them to be able to see, like, when my mom worked and she, our house didn't fall apart, and my dad worked and our house didn't fall apart. It's like, we can work this out, because we're really modeling that behavior for them. And so it's important for them to see that, especially our young ladies, for them to see, see, you know, an empowering woman doing things that need to be done in order to be able to afford the extras in our life and in our family. And then also, again, it's important for the boys because we want them to be with an empowering significant other, you know, and an empowering you know, partner in life, and so that they can build each other. And so that, I think there's so many cool things that can happen in a big month like this. Sure, you can make a lot of money, you can hit your goals, you can really catapult your business, you can really use a month like this to just really put things on fast forward for you to be able to really accelerate your business, because success loves speed. You know, it's momentum. You know, momentum, the train coming out of the station. Well, the train is starting to leave the station right now for you and your business. If you've been doing all these steps in our boot camp, the train is leaving the station, all right? And you're going to be getting some really good momentum going. Some really good momentum going, and you got to keep it going. You got to keep it going, all right? And so we will have some touch bases during our birthday month so that you can remember these key elements, because you're so busy in your birthday month, sometimes you forget to date the parties or you forget to follow up with your recruit leads, and so you lose a little bit of momentum after that. So we're not going to let that happen, all right? You're going to get some great momentum here, and it's going to start, you know, when you have that momentum going, right? Think about riding a bike, right? It's hard to get going, and then when you get going, sometimes you can put your arms out and you can just glide, right? And that's what we want. We want you to get to the business, the point in the business this summer that everything's just kind of moving along, chugging along, get your parties going, making some money, right? And things are just kind of gliding. And then we get another push and we accelerate, right? And then we glide, right? So that's what we're doing, all right? So I'm so excited for everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for our 4-week boot camp. I'm excited for our month end to see where everybody ends. Any questions, any support, I'm always here, all right? So just message me and I will take care of you. All right, good luck, everybody.